Hi, I'm Victor Maas, real estate attorney, broker, and investor, but no one really cares. What they care about is that I'm a problem solver. So that's what I do for a living, is solve problems.
I'm going to show you how to find deals you never even knew existed.
Deals are everywhere, but you got to get off your butt.
One deal is all it takes to change your life. Victor freaking Maas, that's right.
Here, come on. Good morning. Everybody stand up, stand up. Do me a favor, say hi to people around you. Just say a quick hello. You don't have to touch, but just say, hi, I'm Bob. What's your name? I'm a broker, nobody cares if I'm an investor. They especially don't like that I'm an investor. They want me to solve their problems. So a lot of you guys who are new are here because you're trying to figure out how to play this game. And it's all a game, seriously. The reason we're here today is we're going to ask a very important question. Should you be wholesaling or rehabbing? And the answer is, it depends. It depends on your circumstances. It depends on the property. It depends on prevailing market trends. Why the hell should we be rehabbing right now and flipping for profit? Here's why. Because it's stupid out there right now. Absolutely stupid. I've never in my whole almost 20 years of being in this business seen it so stupid. I'll prove it to you. I have a house, been rehabbing it for a bit. I just put it on the market Friday morning. I was in Chicago, got my laptop out, I had pictures, I was on vacation, I listed it, I already had it staged the day before, got some great pictures. I listed it. I had like 8 showings over the weekend in southeast San Antonio. Now, 7 years ago, I would have said, 130. I talked to a broker friend of mine who's got a brokerage down there, a RE/MAX office, and she said, it's stupid out there. And I'm like, I know. What do you think I should list it for? Because that's her neck of the woods. She says, I'd list it for $225. I was like, psh, yeah, right. Multiple offers. I accepted $235. $100,000 more than about 7 years ago. The guy's putting a big down payment. He showed me his bank statements that he'll cover up to $10,000 if it doesn't appraise. Yeah, that's how crazy and stupid it is out there. But what's good on one side is bad on the other side. Anybody want to raise a hand? What is bad right now about rehabbing? Cost of material. Now, I didn't know this a few months ago, why it was so bad. Someone had to explain it to me. It's the supply chain is all jacked up from Canada. That's where we get a lot of our wood products. So if you've got to frame out a whole house or do a lot of major repairs with wood, your costs have not doubled but tripled in that department. And that's created a domino effect down the supply line of things. For example, roofs used to go for, $4,000 or $5,000. Now they're $6,000, $7,000. HVAC have gone up like $1,000 from a year ago. I mean, the costs have just gotten so expensive. All right, so I wrote down some of the things about wholesaling versus rehabbing. To me, the biggest reason you want to consider wholesaling is because it's rather quick. The fastest the fastest wholesale I've ever done, ever. I mean, I acquired it at 10 in the morning, and by 2 in the afternoon, I already got paid. 4 hours. What's the average rehab? 4 to 6 months. So there you go. That's your biggest reason why you should wholesale, especially if you need what? Money. So right off the bat, if you're new to the game, you've never done a deal, you're a little tapped out for money, you should consider just wholesaling for a bit until you've got your nest egg safe and ready to go. Because the average rehab takes 4 to 6 months. Anyone done a rehab longer and it's taking you like a year? Anybody? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's not fun. It's a big chunk of your life. You got to go micromanage a bad project. Wholesaling. Are there a lot of buyers for a good deal? So check this out. Look at my hand. These are the number of buyers, and here's the number of deals out there for those buyers. If you get deals, and it's a good deal, it's gone tomorrow. Anybody have experience wholesaling? Agree with me on that. Show of hands. Yeah. It's the easiest thing if you've got a great deal, because so many people are lazy and they don't want to go look for deals. They don't want to do driving for dollars. They don't want to chase foreclosures down. They don't want to chase tax delinquents, code violations, you name it. So there's tons of cash buyers. Does everybody agree with that assessment? Okay. What about buyers for retail? Are there a lot of those right now? What the heck is going on with San Antonio?
No inventory.
There's little to no inventory. 2 years ago, I think there was like 10, 12,000 homes. Today, there's like 4,000 homes on the market. And I was looking at some properties yesterday for a client, and I was looking for, I think, $200,000. I know, don't laugh. I was looking for houses at $200,000. Basically, here's San Antonio, draw a line in the middle and just go anywhere northwest, north central, northeast. How many properties showed up? A handful that were even worth pursuing. This is crazy. 2010, anybody remember those years? Where we're at? Recession. Thousands of homes under 200,000. I think it's going to get worse. Why? Supply. It's a supply and demand question. So many people are moving to the best state in the country. What is that? What's the best state in the country? And the best city in Texas? There you go, see? That's our problem. So many people want to move here. They like the temperature, the reasonable cost of living, the no state taxes, etc., etc. Are there builders inside 1604? No. They're all outside 1604 as far as, far north, far west, far south. So if you can find a home inside 1604 that you can rehab or wholesale, it's gone. So that's a great news for a lot of us. It really is. Because I remember 2010, it was so hard to get rid of properties. Anybody remember that time where it was hard to get rid of properties? Yeah. Now it's like there's a line out the door, multiple offers. Who's done a rehab recently and there was multiple offers? Show of hands. How many people bid for your property? 15? 15 offers for one property. Anybody else? How many? 8? Fantastic. I had 3 just over the weekend in the south part of town. I was shocked. I really am. But, oh, I forgot to tell you the numbers. Who likes numbers? I think some of you guys heard me last month. I put about 30 grand in rehab. I was hoping it was going to be closer to 20, 25, but I upgraded, did a few extra things, blah, blah, blah. I'm in it for 30 grand rehab. The question you already know is I already sold it for 235. What did I buy it for? Anybody? 20.
What did he say?
Yeah, I can go throw up, it's okay. That is one of the biggest reasons why you should consider buying a home, fixing it, and rehabbing. The profit potential is oftentimes so much higher than wholesaling. The average wholesale for most people is what? Anybody want to guess? 5 grand. Not for me. Closer to 20, 30. I remember I had a good run about 2-3 years ago. I did like 6 deals in the summer, 60 each. I don't buy houses. What do I buy? Anybody? So how did I buy a home for 20? It had a major federal judgment on it for 165. And I was able to get it removed for nothing. How do I do this? Because I'm Victor freaking Maas. Thank you for laughing at that. It's called experience. So another pro and cons of whether you should wholesale or rehab is dealing with the worst part of rehabbing. Anybody want to guess? Contractors. Did y'all notice that's universal? Permits. Yeah. So you've got to deal with, I think contractors are the worst part. They'll tell you one number and then they'll, wait a minute, this. Well, why didn't you tell me that earlier? Well, I didn't know. And they play that game, and you've got to balance it out. We're like, no, we have an agreement, it's in writing, do it, or I've got to get somebody else. And then they put a lien against your property and cause you all sorts of trouble. That's the worst part about dealing with is contractors. Or them not showing up on the job when they're supposed to, or working 2 or 3 jobs at the same time, and they come every day for 2 or 3 hours. Oh, but I'm working on your deal. Can't you just focus? Nope, they can't. That's the worst part, in my opinion, dealing with rehabs, is the contractors. Who's never done a rehab? Raise your hand. Okay, about half the room. Write this down. Steps to rehabbing. I've done hundreds of them. I do it in my sleep. Are you ready? Step 1, remove everything. Everything. Just remove everything. Carpeting, padding, light fixtures, toilets, cabinetry, and that's sometimes you have to. I did in this rehab that I just did. And you might do 1, 2, 3, 14 dumpsters. Yeah, I spent 10 grand just for dumpsters. Yeah, but it's still worth it. I made 70 on that rehab. So you've got to spend money. But contractors is the worst part. Again, remove. Number 2, repair. And that one takes the longest. And a lot of people think, oh, $20,000, $30,000 rehab. No, you got to look at the big picture. So your biggest expense typically with the rehab is often the foundation. That's your biggest ticket item normally. Then the roof, the HVAC, windows, electrical, plumbing, sprinkler systems. Did I mention windows already? Yeah. I hate windows because you have to like pre-order them 3-4 weeks in advance, and right now they're just taking forever. Yeah, so make sure that's one of the first things you do order is windows if you're going to replace them. And you got to pull permits. So how many contractors do you have to deal with when it comes to wholesaling? Maybe 1, the guy who does the demo work, and that's it, if you're going to demo it. Which, by the way, is the most profitable way I have found to wholesale, is once I acquire the property, I completely get it cleaned out. 1 day of demo work, 1, 2, 3 dumpsters. Typically I'm at 1 or 2 dumpsters. I already know it's gonna have a lot. I already tell my dumpster guy, hey, drop it off the day before and show up at noon. Switch it out at noon. I don't care if it's 80% done, just switch it out anyway. By 10 o'clock, usually it's packed. And then we got to put all the extra garbage out on the lawn and wait for him to come out and switch it out. One of the other things I do is a little advanced training. I give away stuff. I put ads on Craigslist. Free estate furniture, come and get it. Will not hold, will not answer your dumb questions. Come and get it. And I will shut down a street with like 30, 40 cars. So once it's all gutted out, I usually have it mowed, edged, trimmed, blown, the leaves, everything, and then I wholesale it. How much work was all that? 1 day. On average, 1 day. Usually about 6 to 8 hours, that's it. And it transforms the home. So when I bring I'm picking on them here, my wholesale buyers, all they're thinking is what? Flooring and painting. And their rehab cost in their mind is not astronomical, it's 20 to 30 grand. And they're willing to pay me what? A premium. Y'all with me so far? 1 day is typically what it takes to rehab. Wholesaling, does it involve a lot of money to buy? How about rehabbing? Lots of money. It's very capital intensive, whereas wholesaling, little to no money. How much does it take to buy a home, legally?
Nothing.
$10. That's the minimum legal consideration in the state of Texas. Real estate investing, if you're looking for deals, is all about hunting for deals. It's knowing where to look. And there's thousands of homes right now, thousands, that are completely vacant waiting for you. Real estate investing. When are the sellers at their apartments or their families, mom's home or When are they usually there? Evenings and weekends. How many of you are willing to go knock on doors on evenings and weekends? Liars. Now I joke about that, but truthfully, that's what it takes. Your sellers, it's not their job to return phone calls. It's not their job to get back to you in any way. It's not their job to come find you. Who likes Starbucks coffee? Ugh. Anyway, it's the opposite of Starbucks. You show up, you get what you want. Imagine if you had to make your own coffee at home. That's what you almost have to do. You got to make it yourself. And a lot of you have to understand that that's what wholesaling's about, or finding good deals so you can rehab them. Question: wholesaling, low risk or high risk? Low. Rehabbing, high risk, low risk. There it is. I have a simple rule about rehabbing. So write this down if you want to learn something from today. This is the most important thing. If you need the money, don't do it. That's the test for me. That's it. If you need the money, don't rehab, because the pressure you're going to put on yourself will be overwhelming. It will be so overwhelming. Versus if you've got money in the bank, you've got a JOB, yeah, you could go for it. And there's so many ways to fund your deals. An example, I'm picking on Jill here. Jill has lent me money for a deal once, years ago, when I needed, I was tapped out because I had so many deals going on. Like, hey Jill, let's do a deal. So, okay, I'll lend you the money for short term. Or I may go to hard money. Do you need money to buy wholesale deals? $10. Put it in your contract, and then you wholesale the deal. Legally though, you have to do what? Disclose to your seller you intend to wholesale. Unless you what? Own it. So I want to teach you guys the art of a subject to transaction. Who's never heard of a subject to transaction? Show your hands. Most of you have? Okay. Do you believe me when I tell you that people can just deed you their house just because? Even though there's a mortgage on it. And that essentially is what a subject to transaction is. Deed me your property, I will get the loan current, or I'll get it paid off at a certain point. Now why the hell would a seller do that? Because they want to get rid of what? Problems. See, you guys are thinking dollar signs. All the sellers in real trouble are thinking about is what? Get rid of problems. We're not going after retail properties. We're not going after pretty houses. We're going after people with big time problems. All right, here's an interesting one. Can you do wholesaling part-time or full-time? Both. It's up to you. It depends on what your goals are in life. If you want to do 1 or 2 deals a year, it makes you an extra 10, 20 grand, you can do it part-time. If you're trying to make 100 grand a year, you're trying to get at least 1 deal a month. Are we right? Yeah. So now you got to be more at it full-time. How about rehabbing? Can you really do that part-time or full-time? You're kidding yourself if you think you do it part-time. Contractors don't show up. You got to replace them all the time. You got to get them paid on Thursdays or Fridays. Imagine trying to pay them on Monday. See how pissed off they get. Okay? It's a full-time gig. You got to go pick up material. You got to go pick out material. You got to deal with, stupid people from the city who don't want to pick your work. Look at her. She's angry. Look at her. She looks angry. I agree. I hate it. If I do 1 or 2 rehabs a year these days, that's too much for me. I hate rehabbing. I would rather make 20 or 25 grand on a wholesale than 50 grand on a flip. Now some of you are like, what? Does anyone understand my logic? If I did 1 day of a clean out and I wholesale it, I'm not really at the project. I may have Cole or somebody there managing it for me. Maybe I'm in it for 4 hours. And if I make 20 grand, what am I making an hour? A buttload. But if I make 50 grand and I'm at it week after week, month after month, like this one, Now I'm only making $300 an hour. That sucks. I'm glad you get the joke. Thank you. So, yeah, I would rather do the way I do it, 10, 12 deals a year, wholesaling. Why? Time. The old saying goes, a fast nickel versus a slow dime. Any day. Let's say one of your goals is to make 120 grand a year because of your expenses, your kids, your families, whatever, your goals in life. You want to drive a Maserati? I don't really care. They're your dreams. Okay? Could you realistically make 120 grand doing this business? 100%. Not even 99%. 100%. I'm telling you, first-hand experience, the kind of money you can make in real estate investing is stupid money. You don't need an education, a formal education. I've met some people from all over the world that just speak very little English and do very well with real estate investing. And so I advise, if you don't have a partner to hold you accountable, that's a great first step. And it can't be somebody who's going to say, oh yeah, do whatever you want, I love you anyway. No, it's going to be somebody that's going to get on you. Hey, let's set our goals. Let's do our marketing. Let's go driving for dollars. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Be proactive. If you don't have someone that's pushing you, that's the wrong partner for your business. That's just the God honest truth. Okay? So if I'm trying to make 120 grand a year, knowing that I make 10 grand on average, how many deals do I need to do? 12. If I'm making 40 to 50 grand per rehab, how many deals do I have to do on a yearly basis? 2 or 3. How many houses are there in Bexar County? Over 650,000 homes. So if you only have to do 2 or 3 deals a year, is that reasonable? Absolutely. Could you do 10, 12 deals a year if you have to wholesale? Absolutely. So just that fact that people do dumb things, there's always going to be deals. There always is. And now because it's so stupid out there with people reselling it at crazy numbers, let's enjoy this ride because you know it's going to come down eventually, right? I don't think so. I don't think so. I've never seen so many cash offers in my whole life. People are selling their $500,000, $600,000, $800,000 homes in California, coming here and spending $200,000 or $300,000 grand. They're thrilled. I've never seen so many cash offers ever. Okay? The average median price in California is now $800,000. It's stupid. That's the median. Yeah. The average median price in, I think, San Francisco is like over $1 million. I mean, families have to live together to survive in San Francisco. All right. There's other topics like rentals and owner financing, but that's for another day. I really was trying to focus on wholesaling versus rehab and flip. So my review for you guys is don't do it if you need the money. And if you're tapped out for money, you should be wholesaling until you have a nest egg. Okay? Either one, there's plenty of opportunities. Plenty of opportunities if you do what? Get off your ass. Go look for deals. That's the key. As always, thank you for watching our show. For more real estate investment and legal real estate content, please subscribe to our channel. Please follow me on social media, and the links are below. Don't forget to visit thevictormaas.com for coaching and future events. Also, listen to our podcast by searching for The Victor Maas Real Estate Show wherever you listen to podcasts. Also linked below. Until next time, this is Victor Maas signing off. Take care.